To call this meeting to order. As you see, we're working at some changes here. So today will be the most changes you're going to see in a while. And bear with us as hopefully the technology and everything works. But we are doing a live feed on this meeting. So I just want to advise everyone that you may be on camera going on live feed. If you have a problem with that, I guess the option is to step out of the room because we will be doing a live feed. But it's your choice then if you're here, if you are visible online. By being here, you've implicitly given permission for that. And also that a full recording of these proceedings are also going to be made and posted online for future public access. So anyone can go online and listen to this meeting at a future date. So included in, or a variance from where we've been before, is the public input session. As you know, that was passed at our last meeting. And so remember that this is a trial, and if things work, we'll continue with them the way they are. If they don't work, we're going to change them. Council takes full ownership and responsibility for this. It is part of our agenda of openness and transparency. We want our ratepayers in this county to know what we're thinking, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and we want input on that. Now, I ask you, those who are wanting to speak today and in the future, that this is your opportunity to give opinions and advice to your council. It is not a complaint session. We don't want to hear just complaints coming forward or talking about staff that things you don't like. We want to hear about systems. If you have suggestions on how to improve them or what to do, or ideas for us to improve, whether it's management of the county or whether it's ideas for us as council to improve things. That's what we're looking for. If someone is talking and starts attacking, I will cut you off. It's as simple as that, because that's not what this is designed for. This is designed to be constructive and not destructive. So with that, the other thing is that it's not designed to be a debate back and forth. That doesn't mean that council may want to ask you questions to further explain, but it's not going to be a debate and you're not going to get answers today about the questions. It's more information, and then we'll deal with it. If we feel that it's an answer that has to be given, it'll be presented to you or to the public at a different date. So it is a new process, and as I said before, we're going to monitor and evaluate it, and we're going to adjust it as council determines and see how we do moving forward. So I appreciate your patience with us on this. It's like I say, it's something brand new, so we have to work on this together. And so we do have to start out with. We've got two people that have put their name forward to want to speak this morning. So Andy Hrapchuk and Mark Wagner. So Andy, if you want to come up to the mic and say your three minutes. So we'll be tracking, and it's 3 minutes questions. If there's any questions to you, that's in addition to that.
Last meeting, a member in this county brought up road builders rate. It's not one person that makes the road builders rate. It's a group of people, a big group of people that makes up the rates in this book. Like what I'm getting back, last meeting, there was about road builders rate and about the county graders rate. Now, there's a big difference between a rate that the county can use for their graders from the ordinary public one or contractor graders. Now, what wasn't really brought up was there's a big difference between county buying graders and a contractor. No, I asked Finning how much, and they won't tell me. It's kind of a secret, eh? But I think, Barry, you could probably find that out. So you can't compare Alberta road bills rate with county equipment. That's one reason.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just a question to you on that. So you're saying the rate that it costs the county isn't a comparable rate to what
Road builders? No.
road builders charge?
No, because I mean you can't compare it because of the difference when the purchasing price of the grader. Like it could be 100,000 plus difference.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that's where Barry might have to find that out.
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, anyone else have a question?
I have been looking into that. I'll have some answers here in the next couple of days, I hope.
Okay.
I think the rate we got given was highly inflated.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next on Mark Wagner.
Morning, folks.
Morning.
I guess first off, mine was similar to his. My first question was, you know, we want to kind of cut back on graders, which is fine dandy. We had used 15,000-hour graders as an example, fine dandy. But my questions are same as him. I can't seem to find a comparison of what the hourly rate these construction graders are getting as compared to the hourly rate our county graders are getting working for us. I'm just using an average of 1,800 to 2,000 hours a year for a grader because I can't find any information on that. What is the repair cost over, 6, 7 years, 8 years to get those kind of hours, right? Are we running into computer issues, hydraulics, frame? Like there's all kinds of stuff that can happen to a grader. Okay. And also Nicholas Management Company, they reviewed the 3 grader system that's been happening. I can't seem to find any information where anyone's talked to Nicholas about doing what the idea is right now, right? So I guess in a way that kind of covers what he did. Because I think if we're going to be, if we're going to kind of do this single apple is going to make a more plentiful pie than this big pumpkin, we should probably have a bunch of numbers we can compare for everyone to see. Okay. And my second question is, now this is big with tax issues, the size of the county, our small population and everything. Right now, we are roughly about $3.5 million, give or take, owed money from oil and gas companies. Okay. Now, as it is in this province, when gas companies go down, oil companies, however you want to call them, and the landowners are getting whatever with the money, they can make applications to the province to get this money back. Whereas the county, we can't do that. We either have to try to come up with some kind of deal, which there was 1 or 2 in place, but if these oil companies have gone under, we're still hooped for getting this money. With ministers' meetings that have happened and everything, I'm just kind of curious, has this council gotten together with other municipalities and start pushing against the province with their MLA, get the ratepayers involved so that we can start getting this money out of the province and let the province go after these companies the same as they do for the landowners? I mean, it's only $3.5 million, so it's not a lot of big money. But we're a big county with a small population for the size of county we have. And everything we're talking, why don't we talk about getting the money from what's owed us before we start, trying to cut stuff where maybe we shouldn't, might not benefit us. And
Good
just
question.
kind of curious if there was anything happening on that point with the ministers' meeting just being done.
So Mark, thank you very much. And you bring up some good points. I think my question to you would be, have you as well reached out to your MLA?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
MLA, yeah.
Because I think when what we heard before is many people together make things happen. So I know we're certainly looking at those things that you just talked about. So if you've reached out.
I think very simply, the answer is yes to virtually everything you've said. The RMA, at our RMA meetings last year, that was a big topic. Shake your head, that's fine. But there is a tremendous push. The provincial government knows about the issues, and they haven't done much yet, and we keep pushing. So the answer is yes, it's being pushed.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
All right.
Mark.
There's might be time to start getting everybody involved, including your ratepayer. Right, so.
Okay, one
Thank you
more.
very much.
Thanks, Will.
Okay. Thanks to both of you. Sorry.
Hey, Mark, in regards to your grader costs, I am looking into that right now. I know at roughly 10,000 hours, the hydraulic pump's got to rebuilt according to fitting specs. I believe at 12 or 15,000 hours, the engine's supposed to be re-sleeved. But as for running costs, those graders have very low running costs. There's not a lot of problems with them. I know a fleet of these guys got close to 100 of them. He says they're the lowest maintenance cost graders you can get. Okay, so I am looking into that, and I will have some better answers for you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, let's go on to our agenda then. So additions to the agenda. Council, Ed?
January 22nd council meeting. I'd like to see if we can move that, have a discussion on that.
January 22nd?
Yep.
So let's see, can we get a calendar up there possibly?
Well, we could do that in the meeting here, wherever.
Oh,
It's just an addition to
all
the
right,
agenda
yeah.
if it's at right now.
Under administration, Trista, probably? Yeah?
Yeah, you can put it under 10A3,
10A3?
please.
3 January 22nd council meeting. Okay. Date. Okay. Any other, Dale?
Yeah, I have a change to our agenda where the fact that we discussed the three possibility or three firms for the CAO procurement. I'd like to pull those out of in camera and put them just as regular. And my purpose is I believe the public should understand that we're doing our due diligence to look at it.
So if you guys could pull up item 11 on the screen, please.
I think we'd probably leave that part of that session under closed, but some of it we want to do in open session.
Correct.
So if we can do an 10A4, I think I would suggest, and we do just call it discussion on CAO process hiring, however you want to write that. You're better at writing than I am. So we do want to, and again, we want to have as much as possible in open session, but we have to be careful that individual people or firms we talk about have to be in closed session. So we want to be careful in what we do open and close. So here we want to have some of that discussion that everybody understands what we're doing. All right. Any further additions to the agenda? If not, will someone move the acceptance of the agenda? Jill, any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Okay. Adoption of minutes. So we've got the November 13th minutes. I want to thank you, Cindy and Trista, for getting the minutes out. Normally, it always seemed like it was 2 meetings late. So I really do appreciate them coming out and that we're able to approve them as quickly as this. So any discussion on the minutes of November 13th, 2025? No? Someone move their adoption? Ed? Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. All right. So we have a 10 a.m. appointment. Is Ryan here already? Do you mind coming early or are you waiting for someone else online? You're okay? Then maybe we'll move you up to right now if you want to join us at the mic. So this is item 6.1 on tax roll penalty cancellation request. If you want to push the button that it becomes red. There. Now that way everyone online can hear you as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Just introduce yourself and then give your presentation.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ryan Roth. I've lived in the county since 2006, and in that time, I have always paid my property tax in full and on time. So I was surprised to receive a notification of a penalty this year. And when I looked into it, I remembered that I had a final notification on June 30th, and I had just been busy, so I let it get to that final notification on June 30th when I sat down to pay. And when I looked into it, it looks like the transaction processed on July 1st. So I called the county and explained that, and they said that they didn't receive the payment till the 3rd. And so we had a little back and forth, and then they had acknowledged that after I sent some documents that it corroborated what I had said. And then I got a response back that said, the bylaw does not allow for exemptions based on processing delays from financial institutions, and as such, we're not able to cancel the penalty. So I've just been a little surprised every step of the way that there hasn't been something like a mechanism in place to sort of deal with exceptions. You know, when again that letter said that we acknowledge that you initiated the payment late June 30th, but it didn't receive confirmation of payment. So it's good to know that the financial institution processing times are not considered for that. So I can put notifications in the future to pay it in advance. But I was just hoping to get the penalty removed for this time because, as I said, this is not something that's characteristic for me, and I now know how to avoid it in the future. But I didn't realize that the financial institution processing time wasn't a consideration.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions through to Mr. Roth?
I just got one.
Okay, go ahead, Bo.
Thank you, Mr. Roth, for coming in for that. And one of the things I did notice during this complaint process is the fact that if a check was deposited Friday afternoon or the due date day, it also wouldn't be processed in the time frame necessary to receive a late penalty. So I believe that the internet processing time should be taken into consideration in our bylaw.
All right. Any other comments? Mike?
No, thanks for coming in. This happened to me too. I waited too late to pay it and, I just had to pay the penalty, I guess. But a check you would have to have that check at the bank before 5 o'clock or before the bank closes, and then you would be fine. But if they go there after hours, yeah, then it would roll over into July, I'm sure.
Yeah, if it was deposited or if it was taken into the county office here on that due date, we would experience the same problem.
I do believe, but just correct me, but if a check comes in here on June 30th, that's okay, right? Carla?
Yeah, typically our process is if we receive a check, day June 30th is fine, even after that point. So if we get a check in the mailed to us on, let's say we get it on July 3rd or something like that, and the check is dated June 30th, what the county does is we check the postmark on that envelope. If that envelope is dated June 30th, we cancel penalties. But if the envelope is dated July 3rd, then the check, we know the check was not mailed until after the due date, and so penalties are applied.
Okay.
I have to excuse myself from this conversation because the exact same thing happened to me. So I give an unbiased opinion, okay?
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's really important information, I think, and it's probably something that wasn't thought about in policy when everything's becoming electronic. So just for process here, Trista, help me out. Basically, if that discussion is done with Mr. Roth, then our decision goes under 8A1. Or can we do the decision now?
My recommendation, if you're finished asking Mr. Roth questions, is to receive the presentation as information, and then
Yeah.
you can move into 8A1 to make the
Yeah,
final
that's what I
decision.
thought. Yeah, okay, that's good. Carla, did you have more?
Yeah, I just want to say we also do receive a lot of electronic payments as well too. We follow that same process. So if the bank says it's like if people make payments on June 30th, sometimes we're not getting those payments until sometimes the 2nd or the 3rd. We'll still if it says on the bank it's June 30th, we do honor that. So, I mean, and typically we go back to the, if a ratepayer contacts us in, we get them to check and see, because sometimes it is late, but if on the print screen, if it says it's June 30th, we will honor that and cancel penalties as well too. So,
Okay, thanks.
Carla, would it be possible to make like a 2 to 3 day penalty charge date after the due date?
Can do whatever you want. Trista?
I would suggest that that's changing the due date then. Right? If
Change the bylaw.
Yeah, it's a change of bylaw. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Further discussion? Okay, if not, I'll accept a motion to accept for information and we'll discuss it in under 8A1.
I'll make that motion.
Dale? Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Roth, and we'll be discussing it whenever that item comes up. Okay?
Yeah,
thank you. All right. Operations 7-1 greater tender.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm actually just going to hand out some additional information as there was a number missing from the agenda item when we provided it to you, but it has since come in, so I'll just quickly hand that out to you.
Okay. Is it possible to put that online as well, or do you is this for everyone or just for council?
It can become part of it if you choose. It's just we didn't have it available at the time, but we wanted to make sure we expedited
it.
Everybody online really loved that image, right?
Oh, yeah. Be careful what part you show of yourself on the camera.
Learning curve. Thank you for the brief interruption there, Mr. Chair.
No problem.
So yes, at the last council meeting, we were asked to go away for confirmation on 2 questions. I have those 2 questions here, and then I have some expansion to explain the numbers we received and some explanations as well on that second sheet that talks a little bit about level of service, just because this is, you're absolutely correct. This is a huge item for the county. It's my job just to present you with data. Whatever you guys decide to give back to us, we execute. I just have to make sure I get data in front of you so that decisions are made education based and with backup. So that's what I'm here for today. So in that, we had two questions. Question number one, obtain the cost of an additional 1 year, approximately 1,600 hours of warranty from the greater supplier. And so if you look at that spreadsheet I've given you, we've received that there, and I'll explain it in more detail. Obtain the revised buyback and guaranteed trade for that machine after the county has utilized the machine for that additional year, so after 6 years. So response one shown on the agenda item there is the greater supplier has quoted a cost of $49,450 for an additional 1 year of warranty, approximately 1,600 hours. The response to the question number two, the greater supplier has quoted a guaranteed buyback of $145,000 after utilizing the machine for an additional year. So that's now 6 years of usage to about a 10,000 hour maximum. As a reference, the guaranteed buyback after 5 years was $260,000, therefore a reduction of $115,000 over 1 year. So my purpose for providing you that spreadsheet data that I have there was just to show you how those two options play out against our existing options. So option one, as you're showing there, is the traditional 5 year buyback. So the 2021 grader was purchased in 2021 for $463,000. The 2026 buyback is $210,000 for a difference of $252,000, which equates to a capital cost of ownership per year for 5 years of $50,520. If we move that machine to a 6 year program, the 2021 grader purchase is the same at $463,000. Cost to extend the warranty by 1 year is $49,450. The 2027 buyback is now $145,000, as we've quoted, for a difference of $367,450, or a capital cost of ownership per year over 6 years of $61,241. So on that model, I just wanted to show you that it actually bumps up our costs compared to the current way we are looking at it. Doesn't evaluate all options for dealing with these graders, but just against the current way that we're dealing with it. Before I move on, is there any questions on that portion?
Questions on that? Well, I certainly have a question. I've never purchased a grader, but I've purchased a lot of other equipment. And normally the largest hit you take is the first few years and not the last few years. So somehow I have a lot of trouble believing the numbers of the buyback being $65,000 for a year for those 2,000 hours, and much less for the first ones. So and I understand that you give this to the company and they don't want to do this. They like the other ones, so they're gonna pad those numbers probably. And to me, those are extremely padded with that much of a drop for an extra 2,000 hours when normally used equipment doesn't drop that much in later years. So I don't know about graders. I'm not an expert on it, but just looking at the numbers, I think they're a little skewed. I don't know how much pushback you gave on them. And I mean, if I was the company, I'd probably do the same thing because I like the graders coming in at 8,000 hours. But that to me is the one question. The other, the cost of the extended warranty seems to be massive at $49,000 or $50,000 for 1 year. Again, I think if a guy did a long-term contract on 3 graders going ahead, those numbers would be very different. I don't know what your comment is, but that's certainly my initial perusal of that. And I would really take those numbers with a grain of salt. Dale?
So, I know we had asked the question, what would be the possibility if we added with the 1-year warranty? But if you took that 1-year warranty away from the second option, you'd find out that our actual capital cost of ownership is about $11,791 per year. So the 49,500, and we haven't experienced yet, as we've heard from our department previously, that there hasn't been significant warranty issues. And majority of warranty issues in most cases are in the first 1 to 2 years. Pretty much have all that worked out. So I appreciate finding out that it's just shy of $50,000 for warranty. But I also know from being in business as well that warranties are there to not lose money.
Yeah.
Warranties are there to make money, and they're playing the odds. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's worth it.
Thank you. Further discussion?
I think one thing you missed too is the cost of graders goes up every year too. So your trade-in is going to go up as well.
Exactly.
Okay. And we've never run the program past 8,000 hours to understand what the cost would be. You've got some firm nickels who we paid God knows how much money to do this, when we should have every piece of data we need in this county office to understand what the cost to run that grader is. Right? And if we're not keeping a grader past warranty, why are we buying the top line grader? There's another question for you. And don't tell me that John Deere can't make one that makes the same sense, or Komatsu or someone else. Because that's what I heard prior to that too. So can we save money on buying a new grader? If we're not running past warranty anyhow, what does it matter?
Okay. So I've heard a number of questions. So if I miss any of the answers, please let me know. But there was a number of questions in amongst all of you there. But I'll go with recent memory first and address you, Barry. We have a tendered process that goes out to the general public for the tendering. So beyond that, I can't control the numbers they provide to us. That is an open tender, just like any contractor has to bid a job. It's open to anybody to bid on. I can't control what comes in. I can just provide you that data that does come in, and this was an appropriately evaluated tender. It was recommended towards you guys based on costs alone. Both systems that were tendered this year were deemed as equivalents. There was a John Deere and there was a Finning were the only two submissions, but it was an open tendered system. So I don't know how to dig those numbers deeper for you. That's the best way we know of getting best value. Further to your question, we should have all that data in-house for answering all of these things to take us beyond the warranty values. No, we don't have that data in here because we don't have a unit that we've taken to that realm. Where can we get that data? Probably sourcing other municipalities, but that data will take time. I agree with you. It's probably available, but we need to mine that data.
Okay, well, I'll look into the data then. I'll get it for you then. And I'll bring it forward and I'll show you what it actually costs.
Absolutely. We welcome the data coming from anywhere here. We're not closed.
Okay. Dale?
Yeah. So first of all, I want to thank you for digging this stuff up. We're understanding that whole process, and we don't have to tell anybody we're all new. And in order to make those decisions, we sometimes need to dig into some things that may appear not to be in our realm, but to understand how you function or how administration functions. We need to understand some of those steps as well, so we can move from that step to our governance step. And so some of these questions may appear to be that way. But I do look at, we're faced with coming up with some either extra savings in the budget or increasing taxes. And I much prefer finding ways to save money. Our program has worked well, started 2019 by what you said. But I really truly believe we're in a new era. And I personally would like to look at things through new eyes and maybe new ways to accomplish those things without relinquishing service to our people. I think we can do it. And, you know, like us asking those hard questions, that's how we understand everything. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
One more thing I want to bring up. You're going to change a grader out. If say we only do 2 graders this year, do you have data on which 2 are the biggest limbs in the fleet?
Yes, we would. We have records of what our maintenance costs over those are for fluids, fuels, general items. We have that data.
Do you know which ones have the most warranty work done to them?
We will have that as well, because that will be listed every time it leaves in our system. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? If not, thank you very much. Maybe we can have a motion to accept that for information. Moved by
Sorry,
Bo.
Mr. Chair.
Discussion? Oh, Greg?
Sorry, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to add, there was another 2 or 3 page document I handed out to you to read on your own time. And it kind of goes exactly, I agree with Councillor Johnson. There has to be an understanding of how we utilize this equipment and how it impacts the ratepayer. And that's kind of what I tried to go into in that description there. So I welcome you to read that and then get back to me with questions. My door is always open. And again, it's
Okay.
just providing you guys the information. If you told me to reduce our fleet by half tomorrow, we would do that. But we're just providing you the information.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah,
Yes.
Dale.
And that is exactly why I thanked you for that
Yeah.
paper. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. All right, all in favor of accepting the report for information? Carried. All right, let's move on. Oh, sorry, Trista.
Sorry, we didn't hear who made that motion.
Bo.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, moving down then to, we're penalty cancellation A1, 8A1. So this is 5402-194-002. So Barry, yeah, I guess you're back out. Sorry about that. All right, so just a second, I gotta find. Yeah, good. Rob?
Good morning, councillors. So our first item, make sure I'm on the right.
Can you just give your name so people online know who's talking?
Sorry, my name is Robert Smythe. I'm the manager of assessment and taxation. And just to make sure I'm on the right one here. Yes. So we have a request for penalty cancellation. The request is for the amount of $343.60. Do you folks have any questions for me on this, or would you like me to read further into the agenda item?
Okay, you've all read the notes, so anyone have some questions through to Rob on this? What's that? Oh, Trista, sorry.
No problem. Just to clarify for council, this is the matter that's in relation to the presentation we
Yes.
heard earlier
Yes.
today.
Sorry, I didn't, my apologies. Yes.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the detailed report and the bank statement and everything that we've gone through.
Mhm.
And you've heard some of our discussion already. And so, yes, does anyone have any further questions to Rob? Bo?
Just curious, how many late penalties were there with a matter of time frame similar to Mr. Roth's?
I'm sorry, for clarification, are you asking me how many accounts received a penalty this year similar to Mr. Ross's?
Yes, with a short time frame of being late. Like in this case, it was a matter of less than an hour.
I'm sorry, I do not have that number. We could probably find it, but I'm not sure that I could get into that much detail as to whether or not it showed up a day late, 2 days late, or 5 days late. It would take some time. sure we could dig into it, but it's not something that I have available for you today.
What about late payment penalties in general?
How many counts?
Yeah, what kind of number are we looking at?
Again, I don't have that
No
number
idea.
for
Okay,
you
thank
folks
you. That's
here
fine.
today.
Would you know, Carla? I think it's an interesting question. I mean, in part of your reasoning is that if we don't approve the penalty, that it affects our finances. I believe penalties shouldn't be in principle, penalties shouldn't be collected to balance our books. Penalties should be there, for a reason, and secondary is the fact of balancing the books with them. So that's just from my personal point of view. We need to look at that a little bit different. Should penalties be issued if someone isn't paying? Absolutely, yes. But the reason given to help balance our books, I don't like.
I think where we're at with that, if I may, is, and this one is not to that same nature. For example, the next one that we are deliberating is a little bit more to that nature. We're talking about money that we've already spent in previous years. Right, this was the amount that was budgeted because that's what the taxes should have brought in. We don't make our budget on the penalties that may or may not show up because that's an unknown number. But I've got this, the next one here where we're dealing with last year's taxes. And I have another one coming up here at our next meeting where we're dealing with 2 years of taxes. So it's not meant to say that it's the current budget that's affected, but we're often being asked to consider multiple years prior for whatever the reason is. And as soon as you're doing that, then you are affecting money that you've already paid to the province for school taxes, et cetera, et cetera. And that's where the budget consideration comes in, not so much on, in this case, it's a, I don't want to use a minor because it's not. It's a lot of money if it's in your pockets, but it's not meant for this year's budget or this year's taxes because it wasn't used to determine what the budget was going forward.
Okay, yeah, that's Dale.
So I need clarification. The options state tax roll 57082110004.
Oh
And I
Lord.
believe Mr. Roth's is 002. So I think we need to correct that first.
My apologies. You're correct. That is the wrong roll number in the options. The roll number should read in all cases 5402194002. My apologies.
I missed that. Good catch.
We'd have gave somebody else something.
Yeah. All right. So what's your wish, council? Any further discussion or questions? Ed?
I guess 2 things I want to put forward is the past payments history on this here tax roll. He stated that he's never been in arrears and always paid up to date. And ultimately, what was his intent? His intent was to pay it by the due date. He missed it by the holiday, the Canada Day holiday, and the banking delay. That's my opinion. So, and I would go for option 2 to cancel.
Number 2? Yeah. Number 1. Or
number 2 to cancel.
Number 2, yeah. So you're moving option 2?
I would move that.
Okay. Any further discussion, Mike?
Yeah. And I get it that it's a clerical error, like it happens all the time. I didn't realize this when it happened to me, but if we do this, how many years back are we gonna, how many people are gonna come now with a penalty that they had last year, the year before, and the year before? If we open this Pandora's box, it's never gonna stop. So I think I understand fully that it was missed. It happened to me. I didn't know there was a 4-day delay paying it on the 30th. That was my fault for paying it on the last day. So you take ownership of that. I think if we move the bylaw to move the due date to maybe the 25th, so we don't have this, and then you don't get that Canada Day financial institution delay. Maybe that's a better option going forward, but to retroactively move this back, I think you're opening Pandora's box, and it's gonna flood, the floodgates are gonna open if we waive these penalties. That's my thought.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Further discussion? Jill? Oh. Carla?
Hi, Carla Callahoo. I just wanted to bring some information. We did apply about sorry, I just had this here. About $600,000 in penalty on
How many?
$600,000 in penalties on July 1st. That was 4,079 account numbers. That includes all residential properties, farmland, and linear and industrial properties as well too. Now, I just wanted to further add to that. We do, like I said, we honor the postmark, we honor the date paid. If June 30th falls or any penalty date falls on a weekend, let's say it falls on a Saturday, June 30th, the following workday, we make that as a day's grace so that people can still pay their property taxes without penalty. So I just want to make sure council is fully aware that we do all that as well too. So if that does happen lots with our penalties with utilities and taxation. So now a lot of these penalties, this is the raw list that with penalties were applied on July 1st. That does not account for when we have to close off June 30th. So and our penalties are applied July 1st. And if we're receiving any payments, like I explained, the fact that if somebody sends us a check and an envelope is dated, has been mailed on June 30th, we would have gone and canceled penalties. So that amount and those amount of roll numbers would have been reduced. It just, like I said, it's the main one. So we have a long list of penalty cancellations we do all the time to ensure we honor that with the ratepayers if they have paid on that date. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Jill?
I agree with Mike. We need to be careful because a lot of people might be paying on the 30th and then there's that penalties and yeah, if we pushed that date, the due date further into the week might be better because then we would avoid future penalties like this. So that's all. I agree with Mike. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jill. Dale?
So if I understand it correctly, the date that the sheet that we show that you gave us shows July 2nd of 25. Is that correct?
So we have the one that's a big blank page, but it does show that on July 2nd is the
Correct.
date that the bank on that. I also believe that Mr. Roth provided us with a picture of his statement, which I think is part. Oh, could you scroll down farther? Do we still have that as part of this? It's going to be a couple of pages in. No, we do not. I'm sorry. I thought it was part of the.
That was the one, I think. Yeah. It's July 2nd.
Yeah, that's the one that shows the July 2nd.
Right.
I did have, and I apologize, it didn't make it into it, but I did have the statement shown from Mr. Roth, again, showing the date of the payment. Let me pull it up. All right. Payment date. I can, if you're willing, I can hand this out and you can move it through, or I can get a copy of it. I apologize. I thought it was part of.
So what is that?
This is the statement provided by Mr. Roth from his bank, showing when the bank processed the value, the money.
What does it say? What date?
It says July 1st.
Okay, yeah, we didn't see that one.
If you'd like me to get a copy of that, I can absolutely do that. So
Just
it's there on the bottom.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we didn't get that.
Yeah. So
Just pass it.
So it is there. Again, the only information that we have available to us is the July 1st and July 2nd. So when we run into that, we're now dealing with the bylaw. And at that point in time, we need direction from council as to what they would like to do going forward.
So it appears clear to me that we've heard that you allow for one day after a major. Is that what I heard?
To clarify that,
Yes.
if the due date falls on a weekend, on a day that the county office is closed, we allow a day's grace. So the next working day, no penalties. But if the due date falls on a work day during the week, that's the final date.
Thank you.
I believe the 30th was the Monday, I believe, and the 1st was a Tuesday. So the 1st is a holiday, and then that may be why it came in on the 2nd. Except, I mean, I know how the banking works. Sometimes I do electronic transfers, and it's 3 days. It's out of my bank immediately, and my guess, and I'm guessing a little bit, but being it's on the 1st. If Mr. Roth did it on the 30th, it was probably late on after business hours, and then it's done on the next day. It goes on the 1st, even though he punched it in on the 30th, because I've had that experience. And then sometimes it'll take up to 3 days till it ends up in your account. It's out of my account, but it takes 3 days to go into someone else's account. So, and checks are even worse now. If you get a bigger check, you can't access them for a week now. And, you know, the banking system has learned how to take money from us without, well, legally taking money from us and not allowing us to access it.
And I just want to say again, and absolutely, there's always a delay with banking stuff. When you make a payment, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days to come in. And again, I just wanted to say again that when the ratepayer, the person making the payment, can show us by a screenshot on their banking to say, hey, it's June 30th, we will honor that. Absolutely, 110%. So I know we've had some that where it is pretty late at night. We've had payments made at 11:30 at night, 4 to 12. And it's come through. When we get it, it says it's July 1st or July 2nd, and they've contacted us back and said, hey, I did pay this on June 30th. And we take a look at that. They show us that proof, and we do cancel it if that they can prove that it was made June 30th.
Okay, thank you. So we've got a motion on the books to waive it. We've had discussions. So the motion is option 2. That we approve the request for canceling penalty. Any further discussion before we vote?
So do we need to be clear that it might just be for this particular case?
I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that any of these are specific to that particular roll number. Carla?
Sorry, I just want to say one more thing, and then I'll shut up maybe. But I just want to make sure that council is aware that if we allow this penalty cancellation request, we need to be mindful of going forward with this, because there is lots of times, and we get hundreds of payments on that next day. So where is that line drawn? And we'd have to go back to policy. I mean, when is going to be that final date? You know, it really opens up a door for our policies and bylaws as well too on how we're handling penalties. So I just want to err on the side of caution with council on making a decision not to cancel or to cancel this penalty. It could open up a big door.
Yeah, I appreciate that comment. Good. Trista?
Just to confirm your response earlier, yes, it would be just simply for this specific request. Legislation only allows administration to make clerical amendments, or if it's in line with current policy or bylaw. When it comes to these dates, it's not. So it is a council decision.
Thank you, Trista. Bo, did you have another? No. Okay, anyone else, any further discussion on this? Just to clarify again, the motion is for option 2, that County Council approve the request for roll 5708211102 to cancel penalty in the amount of $343.60.
My apologies. Again, we have the mistake. So the roll number is 5402194002. Up on the screen, my apologies, it's wrong. The
I
roll
thought it
number
was
is not
just
the
the
correct
4
number.
that was wrong at the end. Is it more?
No, it's the entire roll number. It's the entire, my
Okay.
apologies, the entire roll number shown on that
Oh, all
screen
right.
is wrong.
Okay. Sorry.
It's, the roll
Yeah.
number should be 5402194002.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay. Ready for the vote? All in favor? 1, 2. Opposed? 2, 3. Okay, that motion is defeated. All right. Anyone else want to make another motion? Mike? Mike moves for option 1. Any discussion? All right. All in favor of option 1? 3 in favor. Opposed? 2. Okay, that motion's carried. What's that? I have to vote. Well, I would vote in against that motion, and it would be a defeated motion anyways. It's a defeated then. So then we're left at nothing.
Suggestion.
Go ahead.
I suggest that council gets together and discusses this further. It might include a change in the bylaw necessary.
Policy.
No, the bylaw. The actual bylaw.
Yeah, whichever.
So that would be my suggestion, is to defer this.
Okay, we will defer this motion, and
You'll just have to make that in a form of a motion. So if Councillor Knish wants to form that into a motion, we
Okay.
can do that.
Legal document that we fall back to at all times. It is the Bible, if you will. So when the property was purchased, the lawyer provided us with the documentation telling us that the new address, etc., and what that was. That address is what we had on title, on our accounts until just recently. We've changed our policy from before. It used to be that if somebody wanted to change their address, we helped them go through land titles to get that changed on the actual title. But we found that that's quite onerous, and we ended up being the middleman in a long conversation that we didn't need to be part of. So we've changed our method on how and what we would take as an address update. In this case, they did supply an address update. Regretfully, that address update did not happen until after the penalties were applied, and it does not address the year in between when they purchased it to when they contacted us about this. So we're kind of in a quandary. Legislation says that the owner of the property is responsible for ensuring that the municipality, and honestly land titles, has the correct address for them on file. If they decide to move during the year and they don't update it for us, or whatever the reason is, we fall back to what is on title, or we would look and see, okay, did we receive something that says, there's a new address? In this case, the new address showed up well after penalties were applied for the prior year, and of course this year as well. They did make a payment on this one. They paid their outstanding taxes, but they did not pay the penalties involved.
How did they get, like in her letter here, she says they got new dump cards and they were sent out. So that's why how did she get those but not her tax bill?
So I am not 100% on this. I've talked with the folks at utilities concerning the dump cards. It's where we're at is we do not have an activation for their dump cards, so we're not sure what's going on with the dump cards. It's obvious that they do have them and they provided proof, but they have dump cards that are not supposed to be active and working at this point in time because there's no activation form associated with them. It's just conjecture, but at one point in time, we did have their correct address. Did it go to that correct address at that time? I just don't have an answer as to how they got it and whatnot.
Any other questions? Donna?
Me again. So, and Rob, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but typically how we deal with a solid waste utility is there always is a time lapse between when somebody purchases property and the title before county gets that title. Sometimes it can be 6 weeks, 2 weeks. We have had it delayed a few years ago up to 6 months. So as being a new landowner in Lac Ste County, we find it very important for us to be able to provide them with the solid waste utility card so they could access our transfer stations very quickly once they move on to their property because of that delay for our title change from land titles. So I believe what happened in this case is Stan was, or our employee was notified about from the purchase agreement, and that's how that initiates getting that solid waste utility card. And she mailed it out to the correct address. A few weeks later, we received the title from Alberta Land Titles. As Rob said, that is our Bible. So when that title come in, that mailing address was the incorrect mailing address on the title. So not knowing that situation, we would have took that information off that land title. So that probably explains the fact on how she actually received those cards to the correct mailing address and how that was changed later.
So if the information is incorrect on the land titles, is that whichever lawyer they hired, would he not be responsible? Because technically now they bought property or own property that they don't technically own. Like there would have been some more issues than just this tax bill not showing up in time, right? So she should probably be talking to whoever the legal counsel she bought this property from, and he should be they should be responsible for the late penalties.
Yeah, good luck. Dale?
I also make note that in her comment, she's getting an email reminder about taxation.
There was email correspondence. We don't have a budget where we.
Despite this confirmation, I received an email October 1st stating my tax assessment notice had been returned by Canada Post. So somehow we have her in the system by email. Trista.
Go ahead.
So yeah, yes and no. So we have her in the system and there's an email address, but the mailing address on file at the time the tax notices were mailed out was that old address. And so we don't confirm back and forth until it's returned to our office, and then we would look for an alternative method to notify.
So then when that came back, we sent it to the wrong address, an old address. May I correct that? An old address. It came back to us. What process happened after that? Like we had an email, so the tax assessment came back. That would tell me that there's a situation. Can I get a hold of the person? And did we get a hold of the person via the only avenue we had was the email? Go ahead.
Sorry. So yeah, it's kind of I'm going to sound like I'm pointing fingers every other way. But you got to look at the timeline on when we received that tax notice back, which was October 1st of 2025. So the tax notices
From Canada
went out
Post.
in
May.
May
May.
Probably.
and didn't get returned back to our office until way too late to notify the landowner prior to the June 30th deadline.
Okay.
It's again an unfortunate kerfuffle all around.
Thank you for clarifying that. So it's really a Canada Post.
Yeah, Canada Post for sure. I mean, imagine how long it takes once and they got to do it twice. Go ahead.
I would also possibly point out that a good possibility is in our communications, we also include an email that they can contact us with, and we find that quite often we get contacted by email as the first step. And once we have that email, then in this case, if somebody phones us and asks us to email them their tax notice, we absolutely do. So the email address could have shown up at any time after. As to when it showed up, I can't answer, but it's quite possible that it was because they contacted us that we ended up with the communications.
So just going forward, like Canada Post's been kind of flaky here last couple of years. Is it a good idea to do the paper plus get people, if they want to sign up for an email notification as well, instead of just relying on Canada Post because who knows when they're going to go on strike again?
We would love to move to that. Right now, where we are is two things. We are having to look at a new program for our tax software. Part of that will be the ability, I'm sure, to send out tax notices, etc., by email. If I have my way, we will be able to have it where people can sign in and see all of their accounts, previous tax notices. They can do it all online. Whether or not that will be part of the new program, that will be yet to see. The other important piece that I think needs to be pointed out is before we can move to emailing communications of this nature, tax notices, we will have to draft a bylaw that is approved by council. We're just not there yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Go ahead.
And truly, I think we have a process that has worked in the past. I mean, and if you've been a ratepayer in the county for at least 1 year, you know that your taxes are due the end of June. And you haven't received something in the mail, it's not a free gift. So it would be responsible for, say, myself to contact the county and say, I haven't got my tax sheet. Did they go out? And you could say, well, no, council didn't get them ready and it's not ready or whatever, or no, they've been mailed. So
we do.
Sometimes we get caught up in trying to fix something that we actually have had a process that worked before. So I'm not so sure that I agree with the fact of how this has happened.
We do quite a bit of social media posts at the time tax notices go out to let people that are there. We're looking into other advertising avenues going forward, but we do our very best to let that happen. And then this year, we actually had signs at both ends of the county reminding people that taxes were due. That hopefully that would twig them. Oh, I haven't received it or haven't seen it and whatnot. So we're always looking for ways to do it. I don't want to say better because that's not the correct word, but the more avenues that we're willing to use to contact people, I think the better off we are. But certainly you're correct, Councillor Johnson. This is how it's been done for many, 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 many years, and it's worked in the past.
I guess I just want to say it's 2 years, 2023, 2024. You know, taxes are due June. Even by the next year, you should know that you didn't pay your taxes the year before. There's, again, to the first one, there's intent, right? And obviously there was no intent to pay this.
Okay, any further discussion on this? If not, I would accept a motion. Anyone prepared to make a motion? Dale?
Option one. receive council penalties associated with tax bill. That's correct. 540 1,000.
Okay, so there's a motion for option one as just stated. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried.
Sorry, I forgot to put my mic on.
Okay, and just make a note that on both those last.
Did you get
motion,
that?
Barry was.
Got recorded?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much.
All right, community engagement. Anyone need a break? Need a 5-minute? Okay, let's do a short 5-minute bio break. The community engagement, 9A1. So who's covering that one? Trista?
So we received a request from the Alberta Beach and District Lions Club asking for support for their planning of their annual Snowmo Days event. So they have confirmed that the 2026 event will be canceled because it's just too soon to get anything planned. But they're looking at some options for 2027. One of the discussions around their table was to approach the county to see if we could provide staff that would plan this event. In their actual request, I think they called it the county's events coordinator. We don't have such a position. I don't think we're looking to create such a position. And so I think, regrettably, as much as this is a big community event in the Alberta Beach area, and the volunteers do so much for it, I don't think that at this point we can provide that specific request. We have provided funding in the past through at one time it was through our Recreation Facility Program Assistance Grant, but more recently through just sponsorship and donations. So those are listed there. We can look at that consideration in 2027 to help them out that way. But at this point, the recommendation is that we unfortunately cannot provide staffing. If we did, there are hundreds of events across the county. There's no way we'd be able to have capacity for that.
Okay, thanks, Trista. Questions through to Trista?
Trista, is my understanding the Lions Club walked away from the event now, or are they still involved?
In speaking with Kimberly yesterday, I don't think they've fully walked away. They've canceled the event for 2026. There was apparently a group of delegation that came to their meeting and had some ideas on how they could proceed. But through those discussions, they decided that the timeline to plan a 2026 event just isn't there, given it's such a big event. But I think that they'll be involved in the 2027, at least reconsider.
Okay, I just thought I heard something.
Any further discussion? All right, so I would entertain a motion. We have 2 options listed, or any other option that you might have. That we accept for correspondence, and then that we don't have the capacity for staffing, I would think. And I don't think we have any intention to increase that staffing to do those. All right, would someone make that motion? Jill? So that's the first option up there. Further advise the club that the county does not have capacity to provide staffing supports to organize the event. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Carried unanimously. All right. Letter of support for Rich Valley Ag Society 982.
Sorry, just one point I forgot to mention regarding the Lions Club. One of the ideas I had the other night when I wasn't sleeping was that they could, and I suggested this to them, approach some other community organizations in the area and pool their money and resources to hire a coordinator for special events planning or grants applications or anything like that. So that bug has been planted in there. The letter of support, though, for Rich Valley Agricultural Society, they are looking to make a funding application to Pembina Pipelines. They're looking at an arena retrofit and revitalization initiative. They are asking for a letter of support. A draft copy is attached in the agenda. They are not looking for any funding at this point. Their idea is that the total cost of the project is $45,000. They're looking for $40,000 in the grant and $5,000 in kind supports. So no money request at this point. The recommendation is to provide the letter of support.
Okay, thank you, Trista. Questions?
Nope.
Dale?
No, I don't have a question.
Okay. No. Did you have a motion?
Yep.
Okay,
I would move number one, that the county council approve providing a letter of support for the Rich Valley Agriculture Society to accompany their funding application to Pembina Pipelines for their Rich Valley Arena retrofit and revitalization initiative.
okay, thank you, Dale. Any discussion on that motion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. All right, moving on to 9A3, letter of support to the town of Marathon.
So the town of Marathorpe is looking to submit, or they have submitted, a funding application to Healthy Aging Alberta for they've titled it Marathorpe and Area Older Adult Transportation Initiative. It's kind of a spin-off from the West End bus program and looking to get some additional dollars into the community to provide some transportation for medical appointments, shopping, visits with the family, that kind of thing. So for those that are not familiar with the West End bus program, it's a committee of Lac Ste County, Woodlands County, and the town of Marathorpe, to which we do provide some funding. They are not asking for dollars for this project at this point. It would be encompassed into the existing program through the grant dollars. So they are simply requesting a letter of support to accompany it. The deadline for the application was a few days ago, and so the request to council is to ratify the actions of administration in providing that letter of support.
Okay, any discussion on this? I'd like to make a comment on it. When you sent it out, I thought I knew what you're talking about or what it was, and so I sent a yes back. After I read it all, it wasn't what I thought it was. So it was too late already by that time. There is a private company that just started doing this in Marathorpe without asking for funding. And so I'm okay with this support letter and that Marathorpe does it, but I do believe if it goes further to asking for money, we need to take another look at it. And I don't want to be in competition to private industry or private business that is doing this. It's doing exactly the same thing. This fella has purchased a van and is already doing taking seniors especially or disabled people out, and he is doing it through Alberta Health and through Blue Cross, and not asking for any funds as I know of. So it's just for information purposes that if I'd have read through the whole thing before I answered, I would have probably answered no.
I'm not familiar with a new company in Marathorpe, so I appreciate that, and we can look at that. I do know that we have been in discussions with the taxi company in Marathorpe, who don't have capacity to do this.
I know that. Yeah.
And it is just an expansion of what we are already providing.
Yeah.
So we do have a minivan, wheelchair accessible minivan that is used for this exact purpose, is to expand that. But it's good to know that there's a private company that's picking up there too.
Yeah, it's and I know that's good. And if we have it there and it can be done cheaply, that's fine. But if it involves larger cash inputs, I think we have to investigate it more. That's my only point. Okay. Any further discussion? So we do need a motion to ratify because we did send the letter of support. So is someone prepared to make that motion? Barry? Any discussion? So that, the motion is to ratify the decision that was made through email, so that's, the first one. Any discussion on that? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Okay, then going into administration. 10A1, sorry. Yeah, 10A1. Scheduling of regional municipalities meeting. Trista?
Excuse me. Okay, so at the organizational meeting on October 30th, we talked about scheduling a meeting in January and was requested to bring it back to council for consideration. And so here it is. Looking for some dates to host this and location and any kind of ideas on who you want invited to the table. So historically, we've held it in Alberta Beach. It just is the local, more populated area for the people that attend. We invite all of the municipalities inside our borders, so the 2 towns, the village, and all the summer villages. And then we invite some different agencies and organizations. So RCMP, SANG, Northern Gateway, the local MLA. It kind of just depends on what the hot topics of the day are. And so here it is.
So just a question, and I'm not exactly sure. SANG is the gas co-op, so why isn't TRL from the West End invited? Or is it a different, does SANG do more than TRL? Just a question, I have no idea.
I have no idea either. I'm not sure if we've ever opened the invitation up to them, but
Okay.
we absolutely could.
What's that? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, TRL is, does TRL do here too in Sangaro? Where's your gas from?
Yep.
You're St. Anne Gas. So Sang does the bulk. It's only the Mayerthorpe area then that does TRL. It's Mayerthorpe and Whitecourt area. So just a question. Like it would make sense if Sang is there that maybe TRL should be invited as well. I have no idea if they'd come or not.
We're inviting.
We're
Correct.
inviting.
We're
yeah.
inviting,
Yeah.
so let's invite them.
Yeah. Okay. So any other comments on this or suggestions for dates?
Date?
Do you have a date suggestion for us, Trista?
In our calendar.
Yeah, so council has quite a few bookings with the training and orientations and 3 meetings on Thursday. So I would probably stay away from, maybe the last week of January.
That works for me. What's that? The 30th?
Yeah.
Friday the 30th?
Yeah.
January 30th.
Yeah.
How does everyone's calendar look?
Don't know, I'm gonna click on my calendar here.
Yeah. Everyone's good? Thumbs up?
Yeah.
Trista? Is Friday an issue at all? Sometimes, especially staff likes to have longer weekend, and that maybe they may struggle with that. Just a question, I don't know.
Typically, there's not a lot of staff other than the senior leadership team and Cindy come to it. So I think
Okay.
we can accommodate it, no problem.
And other areas would be similar, I suppose. Yeah.
What time do we start?
9:30.
9:30?
And there's
So it's probably 9:30 till 1 or 2 or something.
2:30 probably, depending on the number of agenda items, and we provide a lunch. I'm not sure whose turn it is to pay this time. We have rotated the costing, do you know? I think if we're suggesting the first one, we should probably pick up the tab, but that's me.
All right, well, we should have a motion then that council direct administration to schedule regional municipalities meeting on January 30th, 2026, crazy, for 9:30 a.m. to be held at Alberta Beach?
That's the recommendation. We typically use the Alberta Beach Seniors Club, and it's just a larger venue and works well for us.
I would make that motion.
Dale makes the motion. Any discussion on that? All in favor? That's carried. All right, put it on your calendars. Council. Yeah, Trista?
Sorry, just as a side note, then if anybody has any other ideas for guests you want invited, just shoot us a note and we can make sure they're invited to the
So
table.
have you gone outside of our county, or this is just within our county?
This one has just been internal.
Just internal, yeah. So I don't know, we don't, do we have a list on there who you invite? I don't remember reading it.
Yeah, so we do RCMP, the school division, TRL now,
All the summer villages.
all the summer villages, the 2 towns and the village.
Okay.
Do we want to like invite like Equus, and we could go Academy too out of Onaway? They're pretty big there, so
How about Telus? Telus and Bell.
We don't like them either.
We do put the request out to the other municipalities as well for agenda items, so.
Okay.
Typically, we fill a day pretty quickly.
All right. And how does that function? Who chairs that? Do you chair that? No.
Yes.
So what's the process?
I nominate you. Historically, it's been whoever the host municipality is, I
The
believe,
host
so that would be yourself.
You're it. You're it.
What's that?
You're it.
I've been selected after a long line of applicants, right?
And really hard
All right,
debate.
just- Ed?
Do we ever invite Alexis First Nations?
Yeah, we have. We can definitely do that again.
Good. All right. So anyways, if you think of someone that you think should be invited, I guess get hold of Trista and do that. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, did we vote on that? No. So Dale made the did you? Yeah, Dale made the motion. So
All the additions too.
of all the additions. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Okay, council training and orientation.
This was asked by council to add to the agenda. So we have chosen a few dates at a previous meeting to do some of the training and orientation. We're starting to internally kind of plan who's talking when and how this is going to roll out. But it is here for your discussion. I'm not sure what the additional information council is wanting from it. I do have another session with dates. I'm just going to pull it up here that I'd like to book with you guys.
So there was a question to me in terms of what other orientation do we need that may not be included in this, and how much time do we have to do have it done? Like at our RMA meetings, some of the other councillors said they're way ahead of orientation, ahead of us, and so it's created some concern whether we're behind and if we're getting everything we need. So we're just asking the question. We don't know the answer.
So I wouldn't say that we're behind. I think that we're probably on par. We've met our initial stage 1 requirements, taking the Munis 101. There are some additional trainings that are required. We did get a motion from previous council to extend that out 90 days, which was a requirement for an extension.
Yes.
And so we're able to move into the end of January before that to take place. So I think we're on par. I'd like to book a couple more days just as place markers in our calendars, just in case.
Okay,
I will pick your days.
so maybe the 29th of January and put that in as a full day.
Why don't we-
Thursdays, it might be a good day to use.
Jurgen, why don't we just pick a week and hammer out 3 or 4 days in a row and just get it done? I'd rather do that.
If required.
Yeah, would that work for you, Trista?
You know, I'm fine to pick a few more days in that week.
Well, if we just did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever we need to do, let's get her done.
I would like to book one day in December, and it's
In December?
in December. It's a presentation that delves a little bit more on the legal aspects and the requirements to meet the legislation, and they'll delve a little bit more into that than the Munis 101 did. So I do have Michael Solowin from Kingsgate Legal that is interested in doing that. There are others. He's come recommended by some of the other municipalities. So Parkland County used him and have highly recommended him. And a couple of the other municipalities I was talking to at RMA have used him as well. He has some availability in December to do that. He can do a half day or a full day, but he's preferring a full day just to make sure that all of the questions and answers are kind of hammered out.
Pick a day.
So do we have a date in December in mind?
So he's proposed, and I'll leave this up to you guys, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 8th, 10th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th. So basically those first couple of weeks, he's fairly open.
But it went
Do
too
the
quick.
second, or no, the third is fine.
MPC.
Oh, December?
So we've got
You said the 10th was open?
10?
Yep.
That would work for me.
Doesn't work for me.
Doesn't work
No.
for you? Okay.
How about the 11th? Was he on
Doesn't
the
work for him.
11th is our
The
board.
15th.
Oh, no, 11th.
15th? 15th is a Monday. That
Yep.
works.
11th doesn't work neither, wild water.
What about the 15th?
17th?
I'm good on.
What dates did he have?
15th, 17th, 18th?
15th is fine.
5, 8, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
15th's fine.
Let's do the 15th.
Yeah, I struggle with the 15th, but
We could go Wednesday, the 17th,
17th?
if that works better for everybody.
I struggle with Mondays and Tuesdays, that's why.
Get out of bed earlier. It's okay.
That's got nothing to do with getting out of bed.
It's the 17th.
Yeah, we can
17th,
do
let's
the
just do 17th.
Or the 5th, how about the 5th? No,
Fifth
Okay.
fly zone.
17.
17th? How? 17th? We can work on
Fine.
it?
Yep.
Okay, let's do 17th then.
And then did you want to hold some other dates just as placeholders just in case in January?
Yeah, if we can just set aside some date. Do we have any committee meetings that week?
Do you want to do the 18th and 19th as well, just as backup dates? I'd like to get this hammered out so we're on par.
Well,
and get stuff working.
I think the week before is a bit of a problem because someone will probably go to that
No, the week
Alberta Ag Service Board.
Yeah, the week before, but if we do this 17th, 18th, 19th, those 3 days.
Of December?
January.
January.
Well, we've got a council meeting on the 8th.
I said this, maybe on the 17th.
Oh, no,
No.
that's January.
I'm-
Oh, yeah, we're looking at January.
No, a month here.
And MPC, I don't know if there'll be a meeting on the 7th. Is set for it.
What
Yeah.
about doing in December, this 18th and 19th?
Well, the 8th is county council. meeting.
18th.
Oh,
1/8.
18th?
December, yeah, how about December
Oh,
18th and
December.
19th? We do that
Yeah.
training day with the guy that you mentioned, can't remember
On
his
the
name. And then
17th.
do 18th and 19th for
Or
our
backup
training.
dates.
The 18th does have a couple of committee meetings, so that's West End Bus, ERC, and it looks
Yes,
like
that
Community
probably-
Futures. So that may take too many people away.
What about the 19th?
Yep.
What about the 19th? 19th open for everybody?
Are we open for the 19th?
Do a full training day. on the
I'd be okay with the 19th.
Okay.
That's fine.
Is that the final number?
Yeah. No. Well, it's a challenge with this many people to find the right date. So if we find a good date, we should use it.
It's the 36 committees. Is the challenge.
Well, that's all part of it. That's the problem. Yeah.
We have talked internally just on that note, about developing some kind of a calendar system here so that we can kind of monitor where you're supposed to be when
Well,
you're busy.
I've had like all these committee meetings that come, some of them show up on my Outlook calendar and some of them don't. And don't ask me what's going on
And
there.
can we get them to all show up on our calendar somehow? That would be excellent.
Like,
The difficulty being is we can do that for the ones that we know internally, but if it's, like a LIPA or a LILSA or something like that, we don't typically have those dates, but we can reach out to them and get them and then do it that way. It's just this initial, like, once you're at a meeting, you've got a calendar in front of you to set the next meeting and you can let them know
Yeah,
whether you're available or not. It's just this initial.
yeah,
Question.
it's, who's got a question?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me.
Yeah.
So
Go
is this
ahead.
training that we're gonna do is the AEMA, that's the training?
That's another one that we have to schedule for you, is the mandatory emergency management training.
So I've already signed up and starting online. Is that not what I should do?
Well, let me take that under advisement. I think Carol has been trying to work with AMA to bring somebody here to do all of council at one time. And then it's an in-person kind of thing, and we could probably use one of these dates to do that. I think it's a 3-hour in-person, something like that.
4 hour.
Maybe it's shorter in person.
Depends how fast they talk.
It's all online.
Speed talker.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I think we should be pretty good then if we do.
Sorry,
do
Mr.
those
Chair, I have a question.
Extra days in January. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just reflecting on our calendar here. So December 19th in the afternoon is our tentatively scheduled field staff Christmas celebration.
Another one?
Well, if we do the training in the morning, we catch the party in the afternoon.
There you go. I'm totally open to that. I just wanted to put it out there because my time in the afternoon would be taken over there.
So just a question, you have a party on the 12th and the 19th?
The internal office, one of the office here, well, you do the field staff.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Field staff encompasses waste management, utilities, public works, all of those groups.
That doesn't affect us, so does it?
Well, no, you can attend the party after the,
Unless you want to attend.
Absolutely. You guys are invited to attend. That invite hasn't gone out yet because it was just scheduled this past week here with the caterer. So
let's do our training in the
So
morning.
that'd be afternoon,
12:30 is
12:30, so we could have a 3-hour
Yes, we do the
in the
3 hour,
morning. Yeah, that makes sense.
or we start at 8 o'clock and go till noon and we're done. And
Fine with that too. Yeah, that's not a detriment then everyone's here and can go to that and meet the staff as well. Okay, sure. Okay. So I'll continue. If we have the 17th and 19th and we added in the 30th of January. So do you want to keep a couple extra days open then right, we shouldn't need more than 2 more days then, or?
Wasn't it the
And maybe
29th?
don't even need them. The 29th,
Wasn't that the date that got added?
30th. 30th is the one that we set. Oh, that's the regional board. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, 28th and 29th
Yeah.
then. Let's use that
Yeah,
and keep them open.
yeah. That's fair.
Okay, so I'll just write on it orientation.
Just for the record, that was the toughest conversation we've had today.
Yeah. So we'll keep them open if we need them. Hopefully we'll have it all done by then. All right. Anything else on that then? Okay, let's move then to 10A3, which was added to the agenda. January 22nd council meeting. There's a request to move that.
Can we move that one day to the 23rd? Bo, Jill and myself part of the Ag Service Board, and that's the convention. We'll be gone that day.
Okay.
January 22nd.
January 22nd, yeah.
Can we move it up one day or back? We're gone Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so
Sir.
move it ahead to the 23rd or else, yeah.
I'm fine with moving.
Yeah, it works for me.
Are we okay for the 23rd? Yeah? Jill? Bo? Oh, Bo, you, yeah, okay, sure. That's okay, Trista?
Yeah, we'll need a motion to
Okay.
do that. Did we do a motion? for
Ed,
the-
you want to make that a
I'll make a
motion?
motion that we move January 22nd council meeting to January 23rd, 9:30 AM.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. Move to the 23rd. Good enough. Okay, then, oh, sorry.
Sorry, can we just have a motion to receive the council training and orientation for information?
Okay, sure. Dale? All in favor? Okay, good, carried. Sorry about that, I missed it. All right, A4, so the CAO recruitment. And I'm going to pass that over, Dale, to you. Dale's been tasked with looking at some of the logistics of hiring a CAO, and I thank you for doing that. So I'll let you grab that from here. And we just want to be careful that most of it, hopefully, we can have open. If it's stuff that has to go in camera, we'll do it.
Yeah, I think 99% of it can be talked about to the public. And I think I really want to encourage the fact that we're doing this openly so the public can actually see what we're having to go through and what we're doing to make sure we're doing a diligent job of looking for somebody. I provided Trista with the documents. I'm not sure if she can get them up on the screen. There are three different groups that have applied. I contacted them and I got information from all of them. I'll just pull it up. If you can't pull it up, I'll pull it on mine.
My only concern with putting it up on the screen is I haven't reviewed these to see if there's anything that needs to be redacted as far as
Okay, so
anything in the
that would
proposal, but
first one that I looked at, and council as a whole needs to go through this. But it gives you an idea of what we're going through. All council members got this on Monday or Tuesday. They may have had time to read through it. Each one has some different qualities. Prices are there, and I don't see any reason why it's not public knowledge to find out exactly what it costs. This is Human Edge. They have a process that they go through, and we've already gathered some resume. Richardson, and they are they're all well known actually. So it's going to be a matter of when we meet with them, who will best suit what we want in our CAO. And I also took the time, and I sent that to you as well, Trista. What I personally think would be a good job description for a CAO, and what I would also like to see personally. And I put that out to the rest of council because collectively we all have to come up with an agreement on what we want. And it's not just my opinion, but I've got the ball started here, and if it goes from there. Ballpark, it looks like probably in the neighborhood, the fees are going to be in around the $30,000 to $35,000 range. create a council of the committee of whole to deal with the CEO procurement.
Okay, so we have a motion to create a committee of the whole council for dealing with hiring of a CAO. Any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. Okay, did you have anything else?
No, I
Dale?
think I can just make the second motion. This will be my report to council.
Okay, so thank you for that. I think it's important and that you know, the process is going to have a look, and with these suggestions that Dale has there, this committee will have a look at exactly what the important needs are for this county in terms of you know, what our applicants will bring to the table, and then that'll be selected. Yeah, go ahead.
I also want to make it clear too that in my deliberation with the rest of council with respect to making sure that we engage administration in what they also feel is important in a CAO. Because collectively, and when we engage administration, I mean the whole administration. I mean everybody that works in this office. Everybody that works out. We talk to everybody outside, but for us here at this level, I want to make sure that when we, as council, choose that person, that we're not choosing a person that we think fits well, and then our whole administration can't work with that type of person because it's just not a fit. So, and we'll have those discussions when we get our committee rolling, and we will have those discussions, I see, with each individual department. And there would be no comment, there would be no, how would you put it? You'd be free to say the things that you wanted to say. Trista? Sorry, you're go ahead.
Perhaps I jumped the gun and took the liberty to schedule some staff to meet with you this afternoon.
That's good. We asked.
So we have administration that's available today. They're not obviously all here or available, but they will be coming in to meet with you after for that specific reason. And then we hope to engage field staff at a later date as well. And then I don't know how maybe a secondary meeting to catch those that aren't available today, or a survey or something like that. But that process is in progress.
Yeah, thanks for that, Trista. We had discussed that, and we were aware that you've set it up. And just again, for full disclosure, we are going to meet, as Dale said, with staff and get their input, and it'll be the management will meet separate from the rest of the staff, and we want to get that input. Once we got all that input together, we'll put our final document together in what the proficiencies are of people that we want to hire. So it'll be a total input from everyone in this office, including council, and we'll move ahead with that. And then I do want to be clear as well, we haven't made the decision on a search firm yet, whether we're hiring a search firm or not. That's still going to be up to the committee as a whole to decide whether we have enough information without spending that close to $50,000 for a search firm. Can we do it? And that's a determination that this council is going to be making. And so that's
one of the
movement forward. And some of that is going to be done in camera, as you know. Trista?
Apologies. Do you have a timeline for engaging a firm if you're going to? The reason I ask is that we don't have a specific budget line for it at this point, so we will require a motion of council. We need a little bit of time to figure out where we can find the money. I'm sure we can. But if you need it before December 12th, we may be in a bit of a bind.
Okay. All right. We'll I mean, we'll be meeting today yet, and maybe I'm hesitant to give a date. I don't think any of us know right now, but we would very much like to have this rolling before Christmas, which means we have to get things done within the next week to 10 days. And so that's where we're at.
That would be my comment too.
And there is an option to call a special meeting once
Yeah.
you've made that decision and know what that dollar figure is, and give us a little
Okay, thank
chance
you.
to look.
Chris,
behind this.
Carla?
Yeah, we might have a little room in the legislative budget for it, but until I do a review and make sure that everything's in there, we could have a motion on the table today to take, if necessary, from the corporate general fund reserves to fund that cost for
Okay.
that. So we could have that today and put that on there, and then it's there and it's covered.
We have some flexibility. So how much would be in that fund?
Well, depending on what the quotes are, I mean, with $35,000, I guess, whatever the money's.
Yeah.
Oh, in the corporate fund, we have about $127,000 in there.
127?
Yeah.
Oh, so that should be enough.
Yeah,
We won't
if
spend it.
necessary,
Yeah.
yeah. No, don't use it all.
Bloody well better. Okay. All right. So that's where we're at, council. Are we okay with that?
I would say that we have to make sure that, like when we say we want to move fast, you know how fast we like to move. We move fast, and we need to move fast in this. So I would engage your staff right away. Say, hey, start thinking about it, because council's coming and they're going to be asking the question, and they might just come all of a sudden show up.
Well, Trista has told staff today that we're meeting with them this afternoon. So they have been prepared. You've prepared them what it was for. And so we'll meet with staff, and then we'll meet with management. That's all happening today yet.
Well, not everyone's going to be here though. She said some people will be here.
Well, hey,
Yeah, but like I said,
you're never going to have everyone here.
no, we could also schedule early meetings at 8 a.m. in the morning before the staff is here, before they go out on the road to Public Works and all those other places to go, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather do an 8 to 10 session, an 8 till noon session in the morning before everybody gets busy with their day, and then it's done.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but let's see how this afternoon goes, and that'll tell us a lot. And the committee will be doing the interviewing, so all of us, and we should learn a lot more before the day is out of how the process works and how to move forward. Mike?
Just, should we make a motion to have that money available if we do decide to hire a headhunter, so it's not a delay down the road if we decide to go down that route? If that money is available today, is it best to do that today then?
Yes, we can do it today and then it's complete, so.
Okay, yeah, well, that's fine. If you want to make that motion, trouble is we don't know how much.
Well, no, but I mean, if we make that motion, whatever, we could put a dollar value on it. I don't
Or a
know.
maximum.
Or a maximum
maximum.
of whatever, 50,000 on it, then it's not a delay
Yeah.
down the road.
Okay.
If we decide to go that route, I'll
Okay.
make that motion.
Okay, Mike makes a motion that we allocate up to $50,000.
Yeah.
Up to $50,000 in our CAO search from,
To be funded from the corporate general fund.
you got it. Okay. Any discussion on that? Is the motion clear? Yeah. All those in favor? Carried. Unanimously as well. Anything else on the CAO that anyone has before we go into, oh, I did have something that I forgot to mention for the agenda, but maybe we can do it next meeting. What we should have are reports to the committee meetings we go to. And so I think we need reports from the RMA. We need reports to all the committee meetings that each of us have attended, and that those things we do need to report that back to the council. So because we hadn't asked for it before, I would ask all of you to keep notes of the meetings you attended, the committee meetings, and we'll put that on the agenda for our December 12th meeting. So if you write it out, it's good if it's in the agenda, and then we can just have short comments and questions on them.
Yes, so the governance and priorities meeting is the perfect spot for those to
Oh,
happen.
governance priority.
Yeah,
Okay.
so December 4th, we do have a few on there already. And so kind of what we've been doing, if it's easier, is just attaching the minutes.
Yeah.
And then council can verbally express anything further than that. Or if you want to do a written, we can include that in the agenda as well.
Great. Oh, that's good.
Do these minutes from these committees get sent directly to you for all of them? Or like the one I was part of, like Lac Ste, they talked about buying road signs for 2 hours. I'm not going to be in the next meeting.
Some do, some don't, but we can put that request into them.
And that's a good thing to report. If the committees are seemingly worthless, I think council has to know. And as we talked when we appointed people to committees, that maybe some of the committees we don't have to attend. Trista? Or
I don't know if worthless is the right term. It was just, it didn't seem relevant. Well, it's political. Yeah,
Okay,
but it
relevant.
didn't seem relevant for me to be there. Like if I want to talk to the guy that runs it. I have his email here. Just if there's something that pertains to Lac Ste County and I can help with, I'll gladly be part of the meetings, but I don't need to rush home at 7 o'clock at night to sit on a Zoom call for an hour and a half if there's nothing pertaining to Lac Ste County. I feel like that should be something they could relay to me. Like, hey, we're not asking for any road or whatever stuff. I don't know what previous council did. I just felt this was not a great use of my time.
Trista?
That's valid for sure. I do know that after our organizational meeting, I took the liberty to go back and look at some of the ones that we decided not to place a member on, and explore a little bit further about why we may have been involved historically. And so for one, I'm thinking it's because we had contributed some significant dollars. And so it seemed appropriate to have a member at the table there. But I think for sure, if we can look at all aspects, and that's quite valid. If it's got something to do with Lac Ste County specifically, then maybe we need to be at the table. If it's funding huge numbers, maybe we need to be at the table. But if it's just general discussion that we can gather from reports or websites or whatever, then we can do it that way as well.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right. So anyways, just to reiterate, then try and get, if there is anything you want to report from committees, get it in before, for the governance and priorities meeting. So the sooner the better. All right. If that is all, we will, I guess that was council committee reports. That was there. So does anyone have anything from any of the committees that they really want to talk about in addition? No? All right. So let's go into, we'll go into closed session, and then we'll come back, and then we can talk about next meeting. Or we have next meeting set. We don't have a set next meeting. All right. So will someone make a motion to go into closed session? Mike? All in favor? Carried. We're ready to go. Welcome back to our resumption of our council meeting. We had a couple of items that we have to deal with. Do you remember what the motions were? We do have one on a press release. Press release pertains to the release of our former CEO and what the the severance was. So would someone make a motion that management be authorized to put a press release together for that end? Jill is making that motion to that staff will put together a press release on that issue, on the issue of the payout for our former CAO. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. All right. Did we have another, just for information, those issues on the tax roll? Not the tax roll, but yeah, Greg?
Yes, we had one on the Island View discussion that we
Yeah.
would need from you guys.
Okay, so Island View discussion, needed a motion on that one. Okay, and do you remember what it is?
Do exactly what administration.
Okay, Greg, do you want to, that we go ahead with the forbearance?
I'll take a crack at it here, but there's probably better wording. So administration to respond to the two landowners in questions on the options of the caveat or forbearance.
Forbearance, yeah, okay. Thank you.
Correct, thank you.
I knew you had that down.
Yeah.
Any discussion?
You know what, Jürgen? You gotta surround yourself with people that know more than you, right? So that's like your name.
Absolutely. In my case, that's easy. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried. Did we have a motion on the other one too? I don't think we had anything. I think it was just information. So maybe a motion that we accept for information on Diamond Estates? Diamond Country. Okay. Would someone make that motion? Mike? Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. And with that, I think we're at the end of our council meeting. I will declare the meeting adjourned at some time or another, 2:06. All right, thank you. Bye, everyone online.